I'm Justin, film student right now. This is my sophomore year, class of 2021. You heard, you did, but I'm gonna tell y'all some stuff about college that you probably don't know. Me starting off at college, I was coming off of being in high school, and I was the type of person where everybody knew me. You know, I fooled with everybody fooled me, whoop de whoop, this, that, and the third. I got to college, it's a bigger atmosphere and climate than it is in high school. In high school, you know, you got a minimum amount of people. But then you get to college, it's like you got 20,000 people that stay on one campus. Technically not stay, because some people commute. But let's just say out of those 20,000, let's say that I'll say roughly around 14,000 stay here. And I was the type where I needed to be seen. I needed to be known because I got that in high school. Everybody loved me. So when you get to a big campus and then you got your people, you got this clique, you got that clique, you got this clique over here, and you trying to get in where you fit in. And that was my problem. I was too busy I was the type of person, I needed somebody to be around me. I needed to feel like I needed some type of family atmosphere. I needed a big group of friends that whenever I was bored, whenever I needed something to do, I could just call them like that, hit them up, and then they would come see me, or I could come link up with them, you know, whoop de whoop. So what happened with me is I was trying so hard to be with the in crowd of people, and it showed. It showed to a point that the people that I was trying to be around, they took notice to that, and they didn't want to be around me or, you know, my presence because of how I presented myself to them, because of the fact that I showed that I'm only around y'all because I want to be seen with y'all, which is something that you should never do when starting your life on campus, because you think about your past life and you try to put it in with your present life. You got to start all over. You got to decide who you want to be on this campus. You got to decide who you want to be on any type of college campus. And that was my problem right there. I didn't know who I wanted to be. I didn't know whether I wanted to be old Justin or whether I wanted to be new Justin. Old Justin got all the friends, all clicked up, always on the move, always hanging out, always burning gas, going this place, that place, not working. Or that I want to be the new Justin, you know, having a steady job. Got a couple of friends, not as many as I had in high school, but, you know, a couple of friends that I could just count on whenever I need them. Real friends. And that was another thing that led myself into, you know, the situation I went through last year, which was the fact that I was moving around, and I was moving around way too fast, trying to find friends that I ended up, the people that I thought were my friends weren't really my friends. You know, I had a couple of good friends, but they weren't my actual friends, not people that actually cared about me. And that's what we as young people have to understand when we get on a college campus, is that it's okay to start out at the very bottom of, let's say, our so-called food chain on this campus. It's okay to start out at the bottom. You work your way up. And if you're not the type of person that wants to be seen, that's fine, you know, but just get you a good group of friends that care about you and support you and love you for you, and you'll be all right. Now, as far as studies goes, a lot of people get on this campus and they think, oh, well, you know, I did all the work I had to do in high school. You know, that's not it. Because when you come to college, you're paying for that. You're paying for that. That's money coming out of your pocket. Now, if you got a scholarship, that's cool. But at the same time, you will still be wasting your time by not coming to classes because you got this scholarship. What are you going to do with it? What are you going to show for that scholarship? You come to college and you don't go to class at all. You sit around and you say, well, I might go. It's not going to hurt me just to miss this day. It's not going to hurt me to miss this day. But little do you know that it does hurt you. And the reason why it hurts you is because that shit starts adding up. It adds up and it adds up and it adds up. And then it takes a toll on your academic performance. Your academic performance is gonna be with you from your freshman year to your senior year. Not everybody graduates on the time that they're supposed to. My classification says graduation May of 2021. But who's to say that, you know, I end up fucking up, I end up bullshitting, and I end up, having to stay a little bit, having an extended stay on this campus. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, because at the end of the day, we all make mistakes. We're all entitled to those mistakes. We're young people. Mistakes are going to happen, but the key is to not get used and acquainted with these mistakes happening. That's why you have to go to class. And that was another thing that caught up with me my freshman year, not going to class. And then I started seeing my grades, and I was like, I looked at my grades after the semester was over with, and I was like, damn, like, my grades really look like that? And it's a reason why. I didn't want to admit the reason why. I didn't want to admit to myself the reason why, but the reason why was because I sat around not doing what I was supposed to do, not being focused, and I ended up falling behind when I should have been looking ahead. And that's what we as young people have to do on this campus. We have to motivate each other to be better. You see your friend laying down in the bed, you get on Snapchat, everybody's on Snapchat. You get on Snapchat, you see your friend laying down in the bed when they're supposed to be class. Tell them, hey, you gotta make that example. You gotta show everybody else, because it's young people following you that look up to you, that are looking at you in high school like, dang, so-and-so went off to college and he just sleeping. He not going to class. That means when I go to college, I ain't gotta go to class. I know people right now that are freshmen. I'm a sophomore, that are freshmen, that done got on this campus and they were smart as hell in high school, and they are not doing shit. And they've got nothing in college to show for the fact that they were real smart in high school, because they sit around and they don't do their work and they bullshit and they go to all of these parties and they don't got nothing to show for the academic side of college. And that's what we as young people have to do to be better. We have to start showing off our talent that was put in our head. Being able to take out a pencil, being able to pull out your laptop and type down and write out an essay just like that, without having to complain about it, without not knowing how to do it. We should know how to do all this stuff. And then we get on that whole aspect of, parties and stuff like that. Now, when I left home, the one thing that I feel like people that we as young adults get when we get on a college campus is freedom. I felt that freedom. Once I got that damn freedom, I felt like I could do anything. I felt like I was fucking Godzilla, that I could do anything on this campus. That I could not just this campus, but just do anything. I'm the drummer for my church. My father is a pastor. My granddad is a pastor. But the stuff that I was doing, and I'm not going to lie, I still have those tendencies to fall behind. But I know that, as long as I try to stay on the right path and I get some encouragement and some enlightenment and go to church and actually listen to the word, that I can end up being a better example than the stuff that I fall back into. Because people look at that. If you don't realize it, people do look at you. They look at that when you least expect it. I was going to parties all the time, I was getting drunk all the time. I was smoking all the time. Just recently, I got so high to the point where I passed out and had a damn seizure. Yes, I did. Because somebody rolled a blunt and I didn't know who it was that rolled the blunt, and I never saw them roll the blunt. They passed it to me. I passed out and hit my head on the fucking coffee table and had a damn seizure. Now, people who were really looking out for me were telling me the whole time, go get checked out. Go get checked out. I didn't want to listen. I made that whole excuse. I don't like dealing with doctors. I don't like going to the hospital. I don't like doing that. And you know what? For the days after, my head was all out of whack. I was at work, damn near passing out. I'm driving behind the wheel on fucking I-40 on the damn interstate, damn near passing out behind the wheel. And I knew that I had to do better. And to this day, I know that there's mistakes that I make constantly on a day-to-day basis that I have to do better with. And it all goes back to just being a young adult on the college campus. You have so many influences that you do not realize. And you would think that these are just people that, I see every day. All these people that you interact with on a day-to-day basis are placed in your life for a reason. You may not know the reason why, but the Lord knows the reason why they're placed into your life. Some of these people are good, and some of these people are let's say, like a negative light. They're brought into your life so you can see what you need, who you really need to be around. See what you don't want to fall into, what you don't want to be around, because that shit will have a negative influence on you and cause you to fall down the same path as those people, which you should not do. I was making that mistake of all the time, fooling with the wrong people. I done fooled with the wrong people to the point where it's got me in situations like that night. Now, I'm not going to say that the wrong people weren't around me that night, because they actually ended up helping me, but not everybody in that whole situation wanted to help out. So that's just a whole nother thing. Going to parties, we're young. That's cool. But at the same time, you have to stick to your studies, because at the end of the day, that's the main reason why we're here on this campus. We're not here to just bullshit and waste money and time, because at the end of the day, you could graduate, you could skate by on the skin of your teeth. But eventually, them loans are going to catch up to you, and you're going to have to start paying them back. And I think it's 6 months. 6 months, you're going to have to start paying that back, And it's not cool to just feel like, damn, I really went through this whole college experience, and I partied and I bullshitted all my time away when I really could have been in my books, and now I don't know anything. I might have gotten my degree, but I really don't know why I went to college. And when you come to college, it's all right not to know your major. It's all right not to know. It's to be undecided. It's cool. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But at some point, you're going to have to take a bigger look and decide why I'm at college and if college is really for me. Because college is not for everybody, and that's okay. College ain't got to be for everybody. College is not something, our people and our influences and our adult influence, they try to put that on us as if, college is an experience that you're supposed to partake in. College is something that you're supposed to do. You're supposed to go to college. My baby, he's supposed to go to college and get those good grades and graduate and have a ready job set for him. He's supposed to be making a 6-figure salary when he get out. That's not for everybody. Not everybody's going to have that same path, because some people are very well going to mess up. Some people don't want to go to college, and that's all right, because we have trade school and we have all these other opportunities that are placed for us to succeed and better ourselves. Now, I would say this. You just got to have the right mind frame for being on here, because like I said, there are a lot of bad influences. There's women, there's a lot of drugs, sex, all that, and all that is a lot of temptation. There's a lot of temptation on this campus, and me being a preacher's kid and being a preacher's grandkid and being a drummer for my church, I got a little cousin that looks up to me on them drums every single Sunday and is always asking where I'm at if I don't show up. And a lot of times I'll be, hungover, passed out from the night before.
You a drummer too? You a drummer too? God damn, bro. We got something.
Yeah, I love them sticks, boy. But I place all that. I say all that to say this. Like I said, there's a lot of temptation on this campus, a lot of infidelity on here, just a lot of, I would say, sin going on. And a lot of people think because you're young, you can't use that word. People use that term loosely, sin. And a lot of people don't really know what sin is. And it just goes to show that we're still not mature in the head. I'll put the whole sex aspect. It's so much sex and stuff going on this campus. And I know first and foremost, I can say that firsthand because, I'm sexually active. I'm not afraid to admit that. I am sexually active. And a lot of times after doing what I've done, I'll feel this feeling of guilt, because I'm like, I'm not supposed to be doing this. I'm not supposed to be, just, having random hookups and shit like, having random hookups and stuff like that. But, and I think I'll put it like this. A lot of times I try to use the excuse that, I'm young, I make mistakes. But it's not a mistake if I knew what I was going to do firsthand before I did it. It's not a mistake. I was planning on doing it. I willingly partook in what I did, And all this is going back to say this. As college students, we have to make this experience memorable, but don't do stuff out of hand to try to make your experience memorable. Your experience should be memorable as how you make it. It should come naturally. You shouldn't have to be like, oh, I'm going to force this, so when this time comes, I can look back and tell so-and-so I did this. No, all this should happen naturally. And then that's a memory that you made. But it's up to you to decide how you want to live your college experience. Do you want to just party around and bullshit and not do anything or have anything to show for it? Messing around with people that are not the right influences and leading you down the wrong path? Or do you want to be around the right influences and actually take an initiative to do better? So, I'm Justin Wilson. I'm a college sophomore, class of 2021, and that's just my message about college and how college life is here and how you should better yourself with being in college.